Wrong but real, right but imaginary. No one should perish in shocking and horrible trauma, but realistically, that will never stop occurring. Lives of exemplary sacrifice must certainly find their reward, but throughout history, they have not. We seem genetically programmed to make sense of things, though far too often there is none to be found. Cruel dictators should justly be punished in the end, but mostly they die peacefully in their sleep. Keepers of the true faith should not be financially and sexually corrupt, but that will never change. We put off many things until we have more time, but guess what? They will remain forever undone. No innocent child should suffer cruelly from a malignancy, but is statistically certain that she will. It seems like all men should be created equal, yet it always will be, but for his grace that there I go. It's unquestionably wrong that our seniors are targeted for scams, but someone's always ready to do it. Clearly, those who take care of themselves should enjoy long and healthy lives, yet often they die young. Our minds evolve to seek reason and meaning in all events, but then God works in mysterious ways. Corporate success should require higher moral standards, but most top CEOs are simply empty sociopaths. Those in positions of trust and control must never violate their charges, yet it only happens every day. No one denies that the elderly should be stores of wisdom, but we simply discard them as irrelevant. It's not right for us to mortgage our children's futures on temporary pleasures, but we just can't stop. The rich should find comfort in their wealth, but only getting richer satisfies them. And then, just briefly, you shouldn't treat your mother and sisters as saints and all other women as whores, but you do. Certainly virtue must be its own reward, but all too often that reward is simply poverty and scorn. Amoral greed should not be a prerequisite to financial success, but then you need only look up the ladder. Years of allegiance to some sports franchise should be rewarded by a championship. Oh, that was a joke. Good products should not require lies and exaggeration to sell, but since everybody else does it, assuredly lives of pious and long-suffering poverty yield a place in God's house. Right, sure they do. Darling little boys would never torture kittens, but guess what? They also mature into mass shooters. Noble scientists do not fudge data or results, but big pharma studies are quite often rigged in advance. Banks shouldn't hedge against deliberately bad funds they sell to their clients, but they'll do it again. Happiness should be independent of phony marketing media stereotypes, but sadly for us, it is not. Religion should never be used to rationalize hatred and violence. However, that's what they all do all the time. The rain should come and the snow should fall, but depressingly, now we see it's not true anymore. Hungry gold miners should never poison the land with mercury, but still, it is the cheapest way to mine. Newborn fawns should get a chance to get on their feet, yet if a predator should see them. Bankruptcy must not be a way to more easy credit, but just take a look at your moocher neighbors. We like to think we'll live happily ever after, but often we die very soon after our forced early retirements. It's not fair that women cannot preach while abstinent priests enjoy each other and their choir boys. The blessed free market should prevent demand-driven extinctions, but instead, that's what it fosters. You should have time for the important things you've always put off, but most of you die senile and drugged. The evil and immoral is often the reality, while the moral, good, and right is just a snowflake's tale.